When you're doing a presentation for a general audience, there are 5 considerations that should go into essentially all communication products, but especially into presentations. First and foremost, and most important, is who is your audience? You'll hear this over and over. You've probably seen this dozens of times for every single forum that you've dealt with for communication, and it is by far the most important part that you're dealing with. Because how you talk to a specific audience will vary considerably. And it could be whether you're talking to, you hear the cliches of the 12-year-old, or my grandparent, or how do I talk to, whatever group you're working with. That group is going to be different than how you talk to policymakers and politicians. That group is going to be different than how you talk to your peers. You guys can go to a conference of other entomologists and ecologists and talk all you want about photo technology and know what you're talking about. I have no idea what that is, but you guys can easily work that out amongst yourselves. So that knowing your audience will dictate what you say, how you say it. So figuring that out first before you go out and present is very, very important. Second, the purpose. This is the why you are doing it. It could be something that you're doing for career advancement. I need to practice on public speaking because I am shit terrible at it and I want to be better. So I'm going to go out there and get as many speeches as possible to get better. That's my purpose. It could be I'm trying to get funding to do a project. So I need to go out there and shake some hands and get the hands open, get some cash so I can do my research. My purpose behind it is driven by something. In the research world, a lot of it is through publications and through trying to get some recognition. So you have to do things to put yourself out there so people are aware that you exist, so that you can advance. Why are you doing this? Why you versus you versus you? What makes you special? What drives you to do that presentation? Then the next big one, it's probably second to audience, is what's the message? As scientists, we tend to get a little convoluted with what we want to talk about. We want to include everything when we're sharing our information. When you guys walk out of this room, or when you walk out of any presentation that you've ever seen, you should be able to answer the simple question, what was that talk about? If I stop you in the hallway 2 weeks from now and ask, what was my talk about? That is the one message that everything you do in that talk should focus on. You don't want to have 2, 3, 4, 5 messages where you cover every single method, approach, how it compared historically. You just want to have that one message, and that message better be damn clear with what you're trying to present to your audience. Next is the response. Remember, this is all being done before you step on the stage or start talking with folks. Response. What do you want your audience to do? This is a call to action. Once again, as communicators, you probably have heard these over and over again. There's a reason why they keep hearing them, because they work. So the call to action. In this class, with this presentation, I have an intention in mind of what I expect each of you guys to pull out of this. I knew this before I walked in. I wasn't going to come here and just ramble on and walk away. That's the difference between giving a talk and giving a good talk. I want you guys to have a specific response. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it may be, for someone else's talk, I want you to go home and tell your family about what you learned today. Or if it's like a video, I want you to like the video and share it. If it's a fundraiser, I want your response to be, hi, here's some money. There should be some intention for why you're giving the talk, and there should be an intended response from your audience before after you're giving it, or before you go into it. And then lastly, there's evaluation. Once again, we're talking good communication, effective communication. To do that, you have to evaluate, self-evaluate, have someone else evaluate. I have a video camera up there recording me so that I can improve on this presentation. And I've given it a number of times, but every time I do it a little bit different. I need to find the perfect rhythm, and I'm going to keep practicing until I get this thing right. Evaluation, this could be, once again, your own personal metrics. Example I would give for what my evaluation for a successful talk is if there's an audience of, say, 40 people, I think it would be pretty sweet if 4 of them came up to me after it's a good talk. And maybe 2 of them asked me to go present to some other thing that they had, some workshop or some seminar series or some class that they wanted to come in and guest lecture. And then maybe one person say, you did really good with your illustrations and your PowerPoint. Can you help me with mine? So those are the type of metrics I'm talking about where you set for yourself. It doesn't have to be, raising $50,000. Maybe that is your goal is fundraising. It may be simple personal goals to gauge success. This is here for your scientist part of it, metrics that you're trying to quantify your success.